Welcome to Own Your Peace. I'm your host, Andy Thueson, and today I have a very special guest, the one and only Kelly Thueson. I'm so excited to have him here. I've been teasing that he's been on the going to be on the podcast, and you guys submitted some questions on Instagram for us, so we're going to answer them, and you guys asked some spicy questions. So if you're watching on YouTube, you might see some blushing, or you might hear some blushing if you're listening on any podcast platform. But we both agreed that we would be okay with answering the questions and being super candid.
And we'll keep it PG rated.
Maybe like PG-13, maybe a little mature audience. We'll see. We'll see
what happens.
We're just gonna allow. So what we did is we have a jar of questions that are out on little pieces of paper. So we don't even know. We know what the questions are just because we saw them, but we don't know which ones are going to be asked when. So it'll be kind of add a little fun little element to this podcast episode. So
okay.
For those of you who are new here, should we tell our meet cute story?
Sure.
For those of you who haven't heard it, let's tell it. Kelly Ray, you are a phenomenal storyteller. Would you like to tell it?
I'm telling it?
You're going to tell it. I might interject.
Like my way?
Your way.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to not
interrupt.
Yes. I'm just going to.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here it is.
So I was going to BYU, Rick's College, BYU, Idaho at the time. It was during that transition times. Anyways, one of my buddies, we were going to make some money during spring break in Idaho Falls by power raking lawns, and it ended up snowing, in April in Idaho. So
a
big surprise. So my buddy Rob and I, that wasn't going to work out. So he had a friend that was going to UVU. He's like, hey, he's going home to Arizona. Everything's paid for. The gas is paid for. All we got to do is get from Rexburg to Provo. And I was like, okay, let's do that. And at one time I was like, oh, I got to make money. There's no way I'm going to go to my parents and say, hey, don't have any money. Can I borrow money to go to Arizona? Asked my mom, what's worse she's going to do? Tell me no. When I asked my mom, and she was like, yeah, there's $100 in my purse. Go grab it. It's yours.
Best investment she's ever made.
And I was like, well, okay, I'm not going to take the money and run, And so anyways, jumped into the car, drove ourselves to Provo, jumped in Sean's truck and drove all the way to Arizona. And got to Arizona, and we're driving around, thinking we're all cool in Sean's truck. And an advertisement came across the radio. And on the radio, it said, hey, at the Buzz in Scottsdale, Arizona, there's going to be a party. And it was a dance club / bar. So the bar was upstairs, had to be 21 and older to get in. And then the dance club was downstairs, 18 or older to get in, to there. So anyways, we went and got ready, showed up at the Buzz in Scottsdale. And what was funny is we're jumping out of the truck, and my buddy Rob says, let's not go meeting our wives here, guys. And we all just kind of like, ha, 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 giggle.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
What kind of people, what kind of girls are we going to meet at a dance club / bar?
Little did he know.
Little did I know. And so, that comment was made. We walk in, and we're just kind of, getting our bearings straight, kind of scoping the joint. I'm like, dibs on that one in the red shirt. With the flames on the front and the pleather pants. Dibs on her.
Killing it, guys.
Called dibs. So called dibs, saw her. We looked like this at each other and just fell in love instantly. And I knew she was perfectly amazing the moment I saw her.
Aww.
Things. I knew her. And I'm glad I called dibs because she looked fire. And we danced the whole night.
We sure did.
It was techno night, so however techno music sounds.
I don't know.
It was hella loud. Couldn't really talk.
We could not.
Other than hey, la, 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 la.
Whispering in each other's ears for those of you who are not on YouTube.
Yeah, whispering in each other's ears. And then we just danced the whole night, and just loved every minute of it. And I just remember one time when we were there, everybody was thirsty. So I went and bought 8 bottles of water, and they were $4 a piece.
So it was $40.
So it was $40, but all I had was $100. So 40 of it just went like that.
Yeah.
Gone. Everybody was, hydrated. Andy and I danced. Well, at the time, I always called her Andrea. Andrea and I danced, and I told her I wanted to take her out the next night.
With his remaining $60.
With my remaining $60. And mind you, $60, $100 is a lot of money when you're in college. Like, that's a lot of money. He
was balling.
I wanted to kiss her the night we met, but I was like, I better not. I don't want to scare her. But I didn't even give her a kiss on the cheek.
No.
I should have.
It was very
danced,
G.
We danced all night.
We were not dancing G-rated, but we did not
dancing G-rated. They would have asked us to leave if we were dancing like that at a Rick's College dance. Would have got tapped on the shoulder. You're gone.
There's not a Book of Mormon distance between you. Yeah. Get out of here.
So anyways, we went out the following night, and mind you, I didn't have a car. So she came and picked me up in her 2001 Volkswagen Jetta.
It was a 2000.
That's right. It was a 2000.
Yeah.
2000 Volkswagen Jetta,
so
silver.
It was only a year out.
And it was brand new.
Yeah. I was very proud of myself. Yeah. I had bought a brand new car with my own money.
Yeah. And when she picked me up, I was like, dang, this girl's, she's got it. She's got it going on. She's hot. She got a nice car. I think we talked about your job the night before. Can't recall. Didn't really care. All I was worried about was dancing with this hot girl from Arizona. Anyway, she picked me up. We went to Olive Garden.
Only the best.
Of all places. we went to Olive Garden, and we, obviously ate, went back to your apartment.
My apartment. I had my own apartment.
Did some making out because I didn't have the guts to kiss her the night before.
You definitely had guts the second night.
Which we both did. And we kissed each other, and yeah, we kissed each other. We'll leave it at that. Who knows who else will be listening to this?
We did at the time. We were both very Mormon, so it didn't get too far.
Yeah, we
held to the standards of the church at the time.
Yes.
Okay.
There we go. That's a good way to put it.
Yes.
Held to the standards. Yep. Yes.
We push some boundaries, but
yeah. Anyways,
okay.
We don't need to talk about that anymore. Anyways, so we went out to eat, got our picture taken.
Mm-hmm.
It's back then, iPhones weren't out. You had to
pack a separate camera if you wanted pictures.
Yes. So Andrea was a photographer, so she packed a camera, took some pictures. All I know is when we went back to her apartment, I think we left your apartment at 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I was late.
Because I believe that was on a Sunday.
It was a Saturday night.
Okay. So yeah, and we were going back
on the next day.
The next day. That's right. So Andrea took me back to Sean's house, and he lived in Tempe, and Andrea at the time lived in Mesa, so it was, it
wasn't too far.
10-minute drive, if that. But anyway, she pulled up in front of Sean's house, 12:30, 1 o'clock. Not sure what time, but we sat and talked in your car till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah, we talked all night long,
and it was nonstop. There wasn't. I don't think there was a lull in the conversation.
No, and that's when he stole my heart. That's my love language, is really good conversations. Kelly was smart and funny, and we kept talking, and we had so many things in common to talk about. I can't remember anything what we actually talked about, but we just talked, and it was easy. A conversation.
I just checked all the boxes.
He's checked all the boxes
because I'm awesome.
Of course he is.
Very humble.
And very humble. some of his best qualities, actually. So yeah, it was just an easy flow. And from then on, we just kind of, Kelly went back to Idaho.
Yeah. And let me jump in here, Kit.
Okay.
Again, I had a cell phone at the time, but it was like you only got so many minutes per month.
Yes. This is before unlimited plans, children.
Yes. So we exchanged email addresses.
Yes.
I'd email her, she'd email me. Sometimes we'd email each other back and forth like 4 or 5 times a day.
I know. I would, on anytime I had a downtime between calls at my job, I'd be like, to the email.
Yeah, and I feel like we got to know each other a lot during that period of time. And then on my drive back from Arizona to Rexburg, I mean, mind you, that's probably like a 14-hour drive. And I just talked about my AZ girl. That's what I called you. I called you my AZ girl.
Sounds a lot hotter than
yeah, a lot hotter. Yeah, she's my AZ girl. Called her that. And I talked about her the whole way home. Talked to my buddies like, oh, she was a great kisser. It was amazing. It was
everything just flowed. Like there was never like any resistance to us.
The timeline.
Yeah, the timelines are really fast, so keep up.
So met each other March 30th. I went back to Idaho, finished out the semester, and then worked with my buddy Rob and my buddy Mike up in Island Park, building cabins and just doing construction type work up in Island Park, West Yellowstone area. And my birthday is May 25th. It's next month. I like nice things. If you want to send me any presents, just kidding. No, I'm not kidding.
Just buy my products and then I can buy him something nice.
There you go.
We might have that.
But anyways, went back to Arizona for Memorial Day.
Yes.
Which was around my birthday. Anyways, flew to Arizona. And at the time, this was post 9/11. So you could meet.
It was pre 9/11.
Pre 9/11. So you could meet at the gate.
Yes.
Andrea met me at the gate. I saw her, she saw me, and it was, again, love at first sight. We gave each other a big hug, and it was awesome.
Yeah. And we had a great weekend, and by the end of the weekend, we bought a ring.
This was called the Kelly Project. Yes. She had planned it. She had a folder, Kelly Project, written on it.
Yes, my type A personality showing real strong.
And even like that first day when I got back, Andrea had planned us to go to eat at this Mexican restaurant, which was one of her favorite restaurants, which was really good. Mada's, yeah. Oh, see, that just popped in my head like a light bulb. But I remember when we went into Mada's, we came out and she had a flat tire. And usually you can tell a lot by a person how they handle things like that. And like me being who I am and not afraid to, change a tire. I mean, my family's all were in tires. My dad worked in the tire industry his whole entire life. So like changing a tire was not a big deal to me. And Andrea handled it like a champ. She was like, oh, I got a spare. And I was just like, well, it was, other than it being hot and me not being used to that Arizona sun and heat in May, it was hot. And we changed the tire. Rex would have been proud, which is my dad. Changed it, went and got the tire fixed at the tire store. That may not seem like a big deal to you, but for me, I'm like, oh, she handled that great. She wasn't, she wasn't ornery. She was just like,
pass the test.
Life happens. And that was what happened, is like flat tire, life happened. Anyways, fast forward through the trip. We went to Sedona, I remember one day, and I knew that I was going to marry this girl. Like, I knew it. I mean, I knew it the first night I met her. I knew I was going to marry her. Yeah, there were some, some like, not like questions, but like just some anxiety type thing before we
reconnected the second time.
Yes, because I'm like, is the chemistry still going to be there?
Yeah.
And it was.
It's still there.
Totally was there.
23 years later, it's still there.
Knew it was there the moment I got off the plane and I saw her. Yeah. And we hugged each other and kissed each other. And I knew right then and there the weekend was going to be perfect, which it was. And anyways, at the end of the trip, oh, by the way, I did stay at her parents' house, met her mom and dad, met Glenn the first time, and I actually shared this story in my talk that I gave at his funeral when I met Glenn in the first time, wearing jeans that had holes all over them, which would have been in the style today. But at the time, wasn't just wearing holy jeans. He was very embarrassed. He was a corporate guy, worked at Charles Schwab as well, khakis and collared shirts every day. So jeans on the weekend was his MO. But met him, met Margie, already met Casey, met Andrea's brother, Chad. And it was easy. It was just easy. And I remember one time I did stay at your apartment too late one night. And I don't know, they accidentally locked me out.
Oh, I don't remember. I don't think you ever told me this.
They locked the door. And so I had to go and knock on Chad's bedroom window, knocked on it. And he let me in, and I'm like, sorry. And he's like, I don't know what happened. The door just locked. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Anyways, by the end of that trip, I wanted to go to look at rings so I can get an idea of what you like. And so we went to the mall, which, by the way, it was the mall in Tempe. The Arizona Mills?
No, I think we went to Scottsdale Fashion.
Okay. Anyways, the mall was huge. Side tangent. I always thought Grand Teton Mall in Idaho Falls, Idaho was a mall, which it is.
It is not a mall.
It's a mall. According to people in Idaho Falls, it's a mall. And according to Kelly Thueson, at the time in my life, that was a mall. But then going to Arizona and seeing a mall that was the size of 5 football fields, I was like, holy cow, this is a mall. It's a mall. Sorry. Big mall. And anyways, that was a side tangent. Went to Hillsburg Diamond, found a ring, and walked out with a ring in my pocket. Showed Casey, showed your sister, and she basically just was head over heels. She loved me. I loved her. I loved her sister. And she pulled me aside and just said, just so you know, Andrea's my number one. Wherever she is, I will be. So get used to me on her hip. And it's been that way ever since, and which is fine. Casey and I get along very well. She's a lovely, Andrea cannot ask for a better sister, and it goes both ways. Yeah. Honestly. So there's our story. But again, met March 30th. Bought a ring.
Memorial Day weekend.
Andrea came to visit my family in Idaho.
In June. Just to kind of make sure I passed the test with this family.
Yeah, because she hadn't met my side of the family. And that's when we got engaged.
Yes, that's when you officially proposed.
When I officially proposed, asked her to marry me down by the green belt in Idaho Falls. And when I asked her, I could not get it out. I could not, I was nervous. I was like, I knew she would say yes, but I'm like,
we bought a ring.
We bought a ring, but
I was going to say yes.
Clearly, she was going to say yes. But again, I'm like, what happens if she says no? But anyway, she wanted to get married
in October.
And I was like, I want to get married in August.
Because that just makes sense in Arizona.
And I just knew it wasn't going to be a temple wedding if we got married in October. So we got married August 18th.
Yes.
2001.
So very fast timeline. Met in March, the end of March, and got married August 18th, same year.
Yep.
And here we are 23 years later.
Well, 24.
Well, in August, it'll be 24 years.
24 in August.
Yeah, we've known each other for 24 years. Should we move on to the question?
That was it.
That was it.
Do you want to add anything?
No, you did a good job.
Great job.
High five.
Not interrupting all the time.
I tend to do that because he will forget crucial details, and I held my tongue. He did a great job. So,
anyways, question time.
All right. Okay.
Are you asking me questions, or are we going to answer them together?
Oh, yeah, let's do that. I will take turns pulling them out of the jar.
Okay.
And then I'll read it, and then we can both kind of answer.
Perfect.
So we'll both give an answer to each question.
All right.
Okay. What's something your partner has done that has made you feel deeply seen or loved? Ooh, that's a good question. Kelly's really good at that. He knows my love language is affirmations, and he will send me random texts and just saying, hey, I hope you know I love you and I appreciate everything that you do. So yeah, that just like the constant, I'm kind of terrible that way where I need constant validation, constant affirmations. And he's really good about making me feel seen all the time.
Yeah. So if you don't know your partner's, what their love language is, you got to figure that out. There's a book called The 5 Love Languages.
It's a great one.
Which are touch, words of affirmation, quality time, gifts,
service.
And service.
Yes.
So that's the 5 love languages.
What do I do to make you feel
sorry,
seen?
what was the question again?
I'm sorry. Answer the question, Thuey.
What's something your partner has done that made you feel deeply seen? Just the fact that when I get excited about something, I tend to get overly excited about it. Like as simple as my grass turning green, the first one on the street.
He's very proud that our grass looks the best in the entire neighborhood.
I was happy. And things I told it, Andrew and the kids, that over and over. But I was like, it's what made me overly happy, and like Andrea and the kids just like, yeah, great job, Dad. But like it meant something to me, something big to me. So anyways,
I celebrate you as well.
Yeah.
And all our green grass, that looks fantastic, guys. You should you should give tips.
There you go.
Not right now though. If you
could only use 3 words to describe your bedroom energy, what are they?
Bedroom energy.
Get it on.
Okay, there's 3 words. Yeah. 3 words to describe our bedroom energy. Spicy, sensual, and fun.
Great.
We'll leave it at that.
Yep.
Okay, I'll grab the next one. All right. How do you protect your marriage from outside pressures?
What do you mean outside pressures?
Maybe like outside people like trying to get in with us, or like I don't know, like outside pressures. Maybe like just pressure from the outside world and letting it mess with our marriage.
Okay. Just having good constant good communication with you.
Yeah, I think so.
And just like knowing what our boundaries are, and just knowing that, just knowing what our boundaries are.
And I think just being a really safe place for each other. Like I can come to you and talk to you about anything that's bothering me and stressing me out, and you're just a safe place.
Yeah.
And then I think, you like to, you'll vent about what's going on in your life. And we're just kind of there for each other, just for each other.
Perfect.
Yeah. I feel like that answers that question.
Yeah.
Okay, you get to pick the next one. Hog in the jar.
Oh my gosh. Childproof jar. I couldn't even get one.
It's not childproof.
What does forgiveness look like in your relationship? Do you want to go first? Yeah, I asked you the question.
Oh yeah, that's right.
What does forgiveness look like in your relationship?
I feel like it's something that happens all the time. Like we are human, we make mistakes, we do dumb things, we say dumb things to each other, but at the end of the day, we know that anything that we say, even if it sounded hurtful or was, offended us, it never was meant to. And we have conversations about it.
Yeah. I would say to add to that is like, what does forgiveness look like in your relationship? Like forgiving and forgetting.
Yeah. Letting go.
Letting go. Like, I know I tend to like scratch at it and keep scratching at it. And I know that's things that have bothered you in the past. Is I couldn't let things go. But like for me, it's like forgiving and forgetting and moving on.
Yeah. Just dropping it.
Yes.
When someone has apologized.
Correct.
Yeah. I think that's fair. Okay. All right. How do you handle personal growth? Oh, I think you're supposed to read this one.
I read the last one.
Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool.
I think. We'll watch the video to find out.
How do you handle personal growth when you're growing at different paces? We both have kind of done that where we and it's interesting. We actually even went to a medium energetic reader, and she was like telling us how we were like 2 trees. and we would like move together. So we would like grow together and then we'd separate and kind of grow outwardly and then always come back together. But we always grew in tandem. And we kind of like would offer shade for the other one while the other one would be growing. And I was like, that's such a beautiful way to explain how we do that. Because we do. We like, you know, and if he's like, I've let him, that's such a terrible, not that word, but, embraced him doing things on his own to do his own healing. And he's done the same for me.
And I think also just being patient with your spouse or significant other as they are going through the growing process.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be there's times and there's going to be times where Andy is growing exponentially and I may be stagnant and vice versa.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Cool.
think that's a great question.
Great
questions. You guys are killing it with the questions, guys.
What's been the hardest season in your marriage and how did you get through it?
Oof, I know. I know exactly where I go, but where do you go?
And our oldest daughter was, see, it's still hard to talk about it.
It is.
When she wanted to take her life, that was a hard thing. No, I mean, obviously a hard thing for us, hard thing for her, obviously. And being a parent, that we couldn't fix it.
Yeah.
And that was a hard time.
In our marriage too.
In our marriage too, because like intimacy wasn't there. Like we were both mentally exhausted. The last thing we wanted to do was, cuddle naked. So
or even look at each other really, because we were just so much in our own grief.
Yeah. Was that what you were going to bring up?
Yeah.
Okay. You're next.
Okay. All right. How has your love changed over the years?
How's my love changed for you?
How our love has changed.
Oh, I just feel like it's getting stronger and stronger.
Oh, yeah.
Just, we finish each other's sandwiches. Just by keeping it fun.
Yeah.
Andrew's my safe place. Like I can be who I want to, or I have to be, or who I need to be at any given day, time. If I want to wear a Grinch costume to a Christmas party and she supports me.
Yes, fully.
And if I want to do anything, especially now, you may think I'm being a ding dong or, like wanting to wear.
Well, I understand now with human design where he's a manifesting generator, he's going to get urges that he's excited about something or he has a new path that he wants to go down. I understand now the significance of that. It's not him being weird or silly some of the things he wants to do are silly, but that's who he is.
Yeah.
And I'm understanding now that that's such a big part of who he is to be this kind of fun place for people and to be very outgoing and fun. And the life of the party is built into who he is. So instead of being like, I'm shy, like I'm going to make, and actually I'm not even that shy anymore either, but like I've grown so much as a person, I am able to not be insecure about him being so fully in who he is.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest difference. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
My turn.
It's your turn.
Who's the drama? Who's the peacekeeper?
I think we know this.
I'm the drama, and Andrew's the peacekeeper.
100%, yeah. I would agree with that.
But I can also, we can be both. But mostly, I bring the drama for your mama.
Yes. Lights on or off? Who's picking and who's protesting? I'm not sure what that means.
I always like lights on.
Oh yeah, where we like to see
candles,
lights. Usually we do lights off with candles.
Yeah.
And when we say candles, we mean a lot of candles. We actually have a set of candles for said nights.
Yep. We usually have 9 candles, just so you know. 5 on the dresser, 2 on each nightstand.
We like our candles, okay?
It's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay.
No, wait. Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, that's my honor. Okay. Who's more adventurous and who needs more convincing? Oh, 100% Kelly is the adventurous one. I need more convincing. Especially if we're talking, I'm guessing this is a Bordeaux question, a bedroom question.
I'm guessing too.
Yeah.
Ever tried a sexy surprise that totally backfired? Yeah.
Okay. What sexy surprise are you thinking about? Oh, I know what you're thinking about.
Yeah. I don't know how much
Do you want me to tell it?
detail. Yeah, you
Okay,
go ahead.
I think we're on the same page with this one.
Well,
is it the leaking of the list?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
Kelly was working away from home for a week, and it worked out that I could fly to where he was and then drive back with him, and then we were going to get an Airbnb halfway home. Was the plan. We had done this last minute, so he'd sent me a packing list, and at the same time, we had decided that it would be fun for us to film ourselves for the, this was a new thing we were going to try. We're going to pack the camera.
Adventurous.
This is adventure. This is
adventurous and convincing.
And convincing. So that was on the list. And then some various lingerie, some of our sexy time chocolates that we love. All of our friends know about them because we cannot shut up about them. Maybe we should put a link in there so everyone can experience sexy chocolate.
My Valentine's gift that you got me.
Yes, yeah. There's some intimate items on this packing list that he was excited to send me. So instead of sending it to me directly, he sent it to our group text with my sister and her husband. So, and then I immediately saw it. I'm like, Kelly, undo the text. So instead of undoing send, he deletes it on his. Yeah. So that it's still there.
I was just very like, like phone doesn't work.
Yes. And so once he deleted, he couldn't undo send.
Yeah.
So my brother-in-law, I love him to death, but he's a little bit on the judgy side. I think that's fair to say.
not in a bad way.
Not in a bad way. But like he had some follow-up questions from the packing list of lights and a tripod and a camera.
Yeah. He still teases me about it this day, and I don't even care. I just own it.
Yeah. So that was probably the biggest
listen to smutty books and
he does.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. So yeah. So the leaking of our sexy time list.
Yep. Human.
Yeah.
So it happens. What's the most random thing you argue about?
Oh, I know.
Way too often.
Oh, I know this one.
Do you want to say it or do you want me to say it?
You can say it. And I'll defend myself.
I have hung a tennis ball in the garage. When you pull in and the windshield hits it, that's when you stop. Not stop, pull forward. And when I was a bigger guy, and she couldn't, when I say bigger, Kelly was weighing 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is a lot for Kelly.
Yeah.
And
you're not an overly tall dude.
I was referring to myself in third person because third person was big. Anyways.
Yes.
So, yes, that's what we constantly fight about. And sometimes I have to hold my tongue because Andrea has a hard time stopping when the windshield hits the tennis ball.
Not all of us have your spatial awareness. So for me, to defend myself in this constant fight that we have, I would rather err on the side of caution and not have the garage door close on my car, which it did one time. And I have PTSD from it. So now I freak out about it.
Yeah.
So I would rather be a little bit too close and squeeze through when I need to than mess up my car with the garage door again.
But then again, you stop at the tennis ball. When you get out, you walk to the back of the car, make sure it doesn't hit. Like, there's just steps. Anyways, I don't want to get a fight
on air
about a dang tennis ball.
Yes, it is a constant thing. Guys.
Oh, this one's yours. Oh, I read the last one.
Okay. How do you handle it when you are struggling mentally or emotionally? I think we're just there for each other.
And we kind of talked about this before. Great question.
Yeah. Whoever sent that.
But yeah, communicating with one another. And I remember hearing something too. It's just like, a marriage isn't 50-50. It's some days it might be 90-10 or 60-40 or 30-70. Like if Andrea walks in and she's like, I'm at a 10, I need you to bring the other 90, or
Vice versa.
vice
Yeah.
versa.
Yeah.
Like we're just there for each other.
Kelly has way more energy than I do on any day-to-day Banjin projector. So yeah, sometimes he has to carry the load a little bit more for me. Is it my turn or your turn? Yeah, here you go.
I'll read it.
You read it. Everyone wants to hear your sexy voice.
Okay. How do you handle disagreements about parenting? Yep. How do you handle disagreements about? I was trying to read it.
Oh, you're trying to
Sexy.
sing in a sexy voice. Got it.
How do you handle disagreements about parenting?
We usually don't have that many.
I
don't think I can even think of any that
and honestly, if we did, we talked through it.
Yeah, sometimes Kelly's. I'm more of a not passive parenting, but more gentle parenting, where I'm like, I'd rather just have a conversation with the kids instead of getting angry with them. And sometimes Kelly's Irish temperament flares a little bit and he will lose his cool. And that's when I get a little upset, is just like, I'm like, hey, let's rein it in a little bit. Let's take it down a notch. You're overly aggressive there. It's as fast as it flares on, it flares off.
I'm getting better than I was.
Yeah, for sure. You've done the work.
Yeah. And, compared to what we were at the beginning to now.
Night day.
But honestly, to brag about our kids are great. They're great kids. Are they still kids? Yes. And, at times don't know what we're going to do, but we figure it out.
We do.
And, and the biggest thing is with our kids too, we're like, this is new for us too. Yeah. You're new at being a kid. We're new at being parents. Yeah. Mind you, our oldest is 21 now.
Crazy.
And then we've got a 17-year-old and a 13-year-old. So I've been doing it for a little while, but we still have that learning curve. Our son just walked by.
Yeah.
We installed a subwoofer in his truck today.
Yes.
And he is beyond ecstatic.
His generator energy is through the charts today.
Yeah, he's loving it. So, anyways, what's the secret to staying married 24 years?
Almost 24 years.
Almost 24 years.
I think people were confused when I said 24 years. It was our meet cute date. What's the secret?
Secret?
Yeah.
Stopping at a tennis ball.
I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Do it. We'll have it recorded.
We will. I think our secret really is that we have grown together and that we have held space for the other while we've grown. Yeah. Instead of like one of us just growing and then the other person staying, we kind of like helped each other to level up continuously. Like everything we've done together.
Yeah.
And we've grown together.
And the fact that we can tease each other about
tennis balls,
and
my lack of ability to gauge space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just the fact that we can tease each other and not take it so.
We're also best friends. Not only do we love each other, we really like each other.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Like I would.
There's times, which is funny. There's days that like I just really miss Andrea and I can't wait to be home. And not that anything happened that day or anything like that, but it's just like, I miss my friend. I miss my wife.
Yeah. You're like definitely my best friend.
Can't wait to get home.
Yeah. I think that makes a difference. Oh, who made the first move? And how smooth was it really? He was pretty smooth.
Called dibs.
He did call dibs and he came right up in my space and started dancing with me and I fell for him pretty quickly.
And
buy me a fancy water bottle. I mean, that was a big move.
It's $5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. Smooth move. Smooth gets you the ladies.
Yep.
Gentlemen, what's your go-to date night after all these years? Dinner. Yeah. Dinner and conversation.
Yeah. We still I don't know. It's so crazy how, we've been married almost 24 years and we still haven't run out of things to talk about. Like we're always we can still talk for hours.
I do have a very active throat chakra.
Yes, so. It is defined. Mine is undefined. So that's a good combo. Okay. What is your favorite memory together?
Probably when we started going on vacations, just you and I.
Oh, I love our trips to trip. We have a lot of fun together, and we party. Like it's just so fun. We just are each other's best friends, and it's
Yeah.
we have a good old time.
All right.
Ooh, two left.
2 left. What advice would you give to newlyweds?
Ooh, you go first.
Glenn said it to me the moment when I asked permission for your hand. Just be committed to the commitment that you make. And so, yeah, be committed to the commitment and having good communication with one another. And you are going to say some things that are going to probably hurt your spouse's feelings. And when you do, own it. Tell them how you can see how they feel that way, and forgiving, forgetting, and just having good communication. That's my wisdom in a nutshell.
I think one of the key things that I always keep in mind, I call it the 5-year rule. And when we're in an argument and I am gonna get upset or I'm thinking about it, and I honestly will ask myself, will this matter in 5 years? Whatever it is, will this matter in 5 years? And most of the time, it's not gonna matter in 5 minutes. So if it's not gonna matter in 5 years, then I let it go. But if it's something what I'm like, no, this is actually something I need to stand my ground on. I need to I need to let my voice be heard on this because it's going to matter in 5 years. Then we wait and we have a conversation when we're both not in a really agitated state. That's another thing I can say too is don't have conversations when you're both at a 10. Like wait for you to calm down where you're both in a neutral space emotionally. Kelly and I are both emotionals. So we can both get pretty.
I am not. Just kidding.
Yeah, we're both emotional. We can get a little hot-headed.
Yep. Emotions on the sleeve.
Yes. So what I'll do is, it's not that I avoid having rough conversations. I just, hey, let's wait till we calm down, and then we'll talk about it.
And we know.
Yeah, we kind of know that we just have to diffuse first.
Yeah. When I'm upset, and
yeah,
I know when I've pushed the boundary too much.
Yeah, when you've hit something that's going to matter in 5 years.
Yeah.
So, but that's the biggest thing I can say is don't have fights over things that aren't going to don't matter.
That's easier said than done.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, every couple is different, and they fight about things that are important to them.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
like tennis balls.
Don't bring it up. Just kidding. All right. Oh, how did your relationship with intimacy change after leaving?
I'm assuming the church.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm reading that question as leaving the church.
How did your relationship with intimacy change after leaving the church?
Oh yeah, I like that question actually.
Well, got to see her in, fancy underwears.
Yeah.
And matching sets.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Not seeing me in so much white.
Yeah, yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Okay. I know a lot of people don't have the same issue, and this has not been their same trauma, but for me, I had a lot of conditioning around modesty and sexual intimacy and what was appropriate, what wasn't. So there's a lot for me that over the years I deconditioned from, but actually leaving completely and letting go of that conditioning for me was huge. I'm definitely way more adventurous now. Yeah. And, we've done these questions before. And one of the questions we always get is if we swing. I don't know what it is where people think you leave the church and that's immediately where you go.
We don't swing.
We don't swing. So if you're thinking adventurous and that's where your head's going right now, I want to make it real clear that we are monogamous. We don't have any other people in our bedroom besides the two of us.
Yeah.
So after we were leaving the church, I was listening to a podcast about intimacy, and it said everybody needs variety in their sexual experience here on earth. And there's a couple different ways you can do that. You can have sex with lots of different people and you can get variety that way, or you can have sex with one person in a variety of ways and lots of different ways. And for Kelly and I, that's what we've chosen. We mix it up a lot. We have a lot of fun. We do different things. We try different things. And we role play. We have a lot of fun, and I think that has changed a lot. And there's been a lot of more freedoms and permissions given.
Also, we are respectful with each other. Like
Right. Like if I'm not comfortable with something,
she'll tell me.
yeah. Like there's one thing I'm like, no, we're never going to do that. It's not going to happen for you, babe. I'm sorry.
Yep, and I know what it is. So
I draw the line.
We'll leave it at that. But anyways, I don't know how many questions that was, but
that was a lot of questions. But yeah, thank you so much for all those who participated. It's so fun to get them. So we might have to do this again, and you guys can ask your questions. But yeah, we're open books.
Yeah, and if you ask a question we don't want to answer it, we'll just act like we didn't get it.
Someone's like, my question didn't get answered.
Yeah.
No, we actually did include all the questions.
We did.
Yeah. So
we did go through. Like I said, we knew we saw them when we printed them out.
Right.
Anyways, that's our story. That's our questions. Hopefully you enjoyed them.
Let's end with your 5 favorite things about me, and I will add 5 favorite things about you.
You go first.
Oh. See, I put myself in a box there.
Yep.
Okay. This is easy. I love Kelly's smile. When he is happy and he's excited about something, he is so lit up and he's so infectious. And anybody who knows Kelly, when you're with Cappy Kelly, it's always a good time.
Thanks, honey.
Yeah, he's a party. I love your sense of humor. You're hilarious and you always keep me laughing. And that was one of the main things on my little list of what I wanted a husband, was somebody who would make me laugh. And you've always done that. And you love me so deeply. You guys, to tell you how much he loves me, he will have fights with walls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like we were in a medicine ceremony, and he had a fight with a wall because the wall did not agree that I was the priest, and he was not going to have that. So
the wall and I were having a conversation.
They were in an argument about if I, so if that's happening, he loves you. And then I would say, you're really good, bud. And you're very good looking.
There you go.
I'm very attracted to him. So I would say there's my 5.
There's your 5.
There's my 5.
Okay. Number 1, I fell in love with your eyes. Day 1, green eyes. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. Love the way that you, like, the kind of mother you are to our kids.
Oh, he's a good dad too. I should add that.
It's fine. She is an excellent mother to her kids. When I say she's so patient with them, she's a good listener with them. Like, you cannot ask for a better parent. If anything ever happened to me, she would be fine with the kids.
I would not,
but again, she would be great. Number 3, I love the fact that you get your hair and your nails done. Like, maybe that's like
my high maintenance.
I like nice things.
He's outer vision.
I'm outer vision. So what's funny is I'll send her ideas about not how I want her to paint her nails, but like just ideas. And
he's very invested in the process.
And she does it. Like, she's like, or she tells me she's going to go get her nails done. Like, I'll hurry and look for nail patterns, colors. And the gal that she goes to is phenomenal at doing.
She does. Like, I just had to show her a picture, and
she's great.
And she does it.
That's 3. Number 4, I just like the way that you listen to me. There's some times where I just need to vent about things, and you just listen. Like, you're a great listener. And some days I need that. And number 5 is she lets me dress her.
I'm literally his Barbie.
Again, outer vision. Andrew can always tell when I haven't slept at night, because usually there's a whole bunch of stuff coming from Amazon. But yeah, I
feel like that might be a new segment on my Instagram stories.
Kelly's fashion.
Kelly's fashions from 4:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
What did he order? How did it look?
And sometimes I'm like, it looks better at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Some of them go immediately back.
So that's it.
Yeah.
That's a wrap, kids.
Yep. Till next time. Thank you so much for joining us. We love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.